Welcome to the Vulnerable Room. Hi, everybody. Welcome to episode 5 of the Vulnerable Room podcast. I'm here with my lovely first set of guests. Today starts the series of Heaux Tales. So right now, I'm just going to have everyone go around and introduce themselves, one fun fact about themselves, and one word to describe their dating experience. So who wants to go first?
I'll go first. Hi, guys. My name is Brittany. Let me see. Fun fact. People always inquire about my hair. So I've been actually growing my hair for almost 15 years. It's like crazy thinking about that. But one word to describe my love life. Can I add in like two? Like
Go ahead.
Resilient / fun.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah. And
Okay.
I'll describe that later.
All right.
Hi guys, I'm Cheyenne. Born and raised in Brooklyn. Shout outs to Brooklyn. One fun fact about me is that I saw 3 what is it called? The 7 one. I've been to 3 7 wonders of the world already, and my goal is to visit all of them. So that's a fun fact.
Travel mommy.
And one word I'd use to describe my dating life would probably be trying.
I like that. Hi, I'm Kay. A fun fact about me. I used to be a captain of the step team in junior high school.
Hey! How could your school, please?
And a one word, levels.
Okay. So I'm going to go. As you know, my name is Darnique. One fun fact about myself, I'm a fur mom all day, please. And one word to describe my dating life, traumatizing. Okay, so with that being said, are you guys ready to be vulnerable? Are you guys ready to be open in regards to your love life?
Absolutely.
Yes,
Okay, so let's toast to that.
Toast to the love life.
Let's toast to vulnerability, being open. This is a safe place, and let's have fun.
Yes, sir.
Cheers.
Okay, so this segment is called Pick Up Your Feelings. So, Kelly, why did you utilize...
Wow.
Why did you utilize the word, you said levels,
Yeah.
to describe your love life?
So when people say love life, they automatically think romantic love, but love to me, that includes my familial love, my friendships, so, and of course God's love. So my love life is full with different relationships. Like my love from God is full. My family love is full. My friendship love, all of that. But of course, the romantic aspect, there's, a work in progress. So that's why I say levels.
Got you. Anybody else?
I'll go. Really quickly, I just came from a microneedling treatment appointment, so please excuse my face.
Still beautiful.
good, girl.
Yeah.
Please.
I love it.
Those can never.
That's
Go ahead.
But I used the word trying. That was literally the first word that popped up or popped into my head because I'm truly trying. I'm trying. Try not to get caught.
Let's DMX.
Let's DMX, more Aaliyah.
I'm crying.
I can't.
But I'm trying. I feel like I've been a serial dater. I've been dating for years. And I've been in a space where I've been like super excited and like willing to date and, all for it, like thinking positive. And there's been times where I'm the total opposite. I'm like, these niggas. And I'm just like, But I'm at this space now where I'm kind of back to that beginning where I'm like really positive thinking and just trying. Like, I really want something. I'm a hopeful, romantic, whatever you want to call it. I love love. And I feel, you know, as a Christian woman, I feel that God does not put us on this earth to be alone. You know, he created Adam and then Eve. Like, we are here to be, you know, to have a partnership. And I don't want to leave this earth by myself. So I am trying. I'm thinking more positive in the light of dating. And, yeah, I want something.
I hear that.
Yeah.
Mine was the combination of resiliency and like fun. Just a disclaimer, my stuff doesn't necessarily pertain to my current like love life, but overall like my experiences and everything else. But resiliency, just because of currently being in a long distance like relationship and understanding like what that means. You have to have a level of like, it's a lot of stuff when it comes to patience,
trust,
communication, trust. Like, you gotta have this level of like armor towards the relationship that just is, you know, it definitely involves like two special people to be able to endure it and understand it and keep it forthgoing and progressive. And so it definitely takes a lot of resiliency and just like truly like understanding like the other person and what that means, and fun, just because it's like, it's cool to be able to experience somebody on a level where they're not always like next to you in a way, like you're trying to understand like who they are, and like even going to like a different city and like what that feels like, and being out of New York and like all that stuff, and being able to really get to know the person on different scales. Like, it creates this level of fun, and it's just like something different. So I think that's where my combination like comes from.
Okay. So for me, I know I said traumatizing, and I'm not joking. And I feel like it's been traumatizing only because it's like, you know, well, my last relationship, I thought that was it. And it's like, you know, when you get into a relationship, you put like kind of like all your eggs in one basket. So spending time with that person, getting to know them getting to know you, just for it to like kind of like end, end the way that it, you know, did. And then now, like, you know, slowly trying to get myself out there with dating, it's just been very ghetto. Like, you can talk to someone, you know, vibe with them, and the next thing you know, they're ghosts. Or it's just like you start to feel indifferent. So it's like you go through all these mixed emotions. So, yeah, it's just, you know, been a lot up and down, but we move. So, ladies, do you think it's true a good, like, man is hard to find? Good partner is hard to find, like...
Yes.
Okay, can you
I'm going to bite the bullet and say yes. For so many reasons. It's funny. I think there's a disconnect somewhere, because I speak to guys who want essentially the same thing that I want, which is the partnership and to grow with someone and to truly find love. But I don't understand why it's so difficult.
Like the disconnect.
You know, I mean, in my head, I can say social media. Everything is so. It's false on social media, or it's exaggerated. So it kind of because of that, I feel like people model a lot of their relationships and what they think relationships represent, you know, to social media, and I feel like it makes it easy to kind of dismiss someone, or like, you know, I could get someone else. Just, you know, easy swipe left on a dating app. Next.
Right, yeah.
You know, so I feel like to a certain degree it is difficult because we feel like we have so many options.
Yes.
And that's due to social media and just the lies that's out there. It's weird because, again, I know people who want the same things that I do, but there's other factors. I could go on and on. But social media definitely plays a role, unfortunately, in that.
Absolutely.
I do agree with the social media being, like, a factor because, like, just like you said, like it's kind of like you're shopping, add to cart. I like this person, I like this person. Okay, this person is not cool. Let me take them off the cart. So it's like
it's easy.
It's everyone is accessible in a sense,
Yeah.
especially like if you're on a dating app or you're on Instagram. You're like, oh, okay, maybe I could just slide on into the DMs. If this don't work, let me go to the next person. If this girl's making it difficult to me, let me go to something easier. So it's like,
we live in an easy culture. I feel like my parents, who are now married for 32 years, going on 33 years, for them, they tried. You know what I mean? They, when Ish got tough, they worked things out. They prayed together. They got, counseling. There's different ways in which they want to make it work. Nowadays, they're like, well, 50% of marriages end up in divorce anyway. It's this ideology like, oh, it's bound to happen. I feel like there's no real reason to keep tight or to hold on, to a relationship.
no one wants to do the work.
No one wants to do the work. That is it.
It's like instant. Like we live in a generation with like instant gratification.
Absolutely.
Everybody wants it right then and there. Nobody wants to put the work in. Like I could sit here and say, oh, I want to build a friendship with a guy, and then eventually grow from there. Can't even get past the friendship part. Can't even talk.
Yeah.
Like it's
what you wearing?
Yeah. Like we automatically jump to like things that instead of working to be a friend first, we're automatically thinking relationship. Or we're thinking marriage. And it's just like you said, levels to this.
Yeah.
It's levels to this, and I feel like we don't.
It's interesting though, because like I'm like on the other side of it, where I was able to gain a relationship from like obviously like the whole app situation.
Save me.
Well, let me just tell you, I'm glad I'm not back on it. It is a hot mess. No, it really is. It's really a hot mess. You really go through like an emotional roller coaster of like, oh, okay, like, you have that like yearn for like, okay, maybe there's something like dope out there. So you're like, okay, let me give this a try. Literally. And then every time you give it a try, then like some shit happens and you're just like, fuck this, let me delete it. Then you're like, fuck, man, I want love again. Or maybe like,
it's a
you go
revolving
back,
door.
you go back to it, and some like you go on a like a date that's fucked up or like whatever. It's just like, oh no, I'm deleting this. Like it's like a constant, and that kind of like plays with your head a little bit, because it's like, where is, I feel like in a way it adds to your frustration of like what love looks like or like what you're looking for, because it makes it seem as though like in ways like you're not enough, or like there's like
maybe you're asking for too much.
Yeah, like I don't know. I just hope that in many ways like apps don't validate, or like people don't feel like it's a validation of like who you are,
because you want to sound good on paper,
like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I feel like that's the only thing. But then the flip side of it is that people have found, I know a lot of people that really are like in marriages from dating apps.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know, is it a luck of the draw type of thing? Is it like what you put on? Is it the app? Is it like what you put in your dating profile? Like,
my
I don't
selfie's
really
not
know.
up to par. Like,
I know.
Like,
Am I sending the right message in my pictures? Like, what we doing?
Yeah. I don't know, but it's...
Okay, so my next question to you ladies, feel free to jump in. What are some of your triggers when dating? Mine is inconsistency, communication.
I know, we always talk about that. Yeah, consistency is like a biggie for me. Consistency, I just feel like it goes hand in hand with just like what you value in the person, or just like your, I don't know, just like what you like about the person, or just, I don't know. I feel like consistency just makes sense.
It's big.
Like if you like the person, then like why
show
not? Like
them.
I think it's like the addition to trust, or like the forefront of trust.
Right.
Like when you're consistent, now I already know. Okay, this is what to expect, and now I'm open to trust you because it makes sense. Things are flowing the way it's supposed to. You know what I mean? So when you kind of go against the grain or don't do things consistently, you kind of feel like, damn, did I fuck it up?
And then you start questioning, and that's when things like, I know, that part is like interesting, because people look at that differently, like what consistency like kind of like looks like. I feel like some people place more value on like, oh, okay, like this is like what it is from the start, and if there's like any slight difference, then it's like, dang, like what happened? Meanwhile, some other people are like, what do you mean? I felt the same way. Just because I didn't hit you up this day doesn't mean that I...
Actions, man.
If you could go one day without hitting me up, go some more. Throw some more. All
I
more
know.
on the train. Keep
Yeah.
going, because
Yeah.
at this point, I feel like if you're trying to get to know me, I feel like I should give me the good morning text. And don't get me wrong, I'm okay to reciprocate, but at the
Right.
same time, I need to. If you're a man, lead. Chase me. I might chase you a little bit, a little back,
They don't
but
wanna do
no,
that.
chase me,
Yeah.
please. Like,
Yeah, that level of consistency has kind of,
no,
I mean,
because guys feel like they are the prize. They are like you. They're supposed to be the ones. Like, we're supposed to be the ones doing the hunting, and it's just like, sweetheart, no.
I think a lot of men get that confused. Like, yes, you are the prize, especially when you have, things to bring to the table. Like, you're worth it. That's okay. But as far as chasing and setting up dates, I'd be damned.
I know.
Like,
I know.
especially if you want me,
Yeah,
sir, please.
I know.
You're out here.
That was
You're
always
out
a
here. Get him out. Back door. Get him out. Get him out of here.
Because what are we talking about? I understand the confidence and, but me chase you?
Yeah. No.
What do you
Yeah,
blood
me.
clot?
What
Do you have anything to add?
I forgot the question.
Oh, do you have any triggers?
I kind of don't relate because I'm on the opposite side of the spectrum.
Okay.
Me being an introvert and also not needing to talk to someone every day. That's exhausting for me. It takes a lot of effort for me, which I will gladly do, but it's just not me. My trigger happens when I start to feel an attachment. And I know that's a part of some of the trauma that I've had to deal with based on previous relationships, abusive relationships. So when I feel attachment or when I feel myself liking that person, I automatically know this person now has the power to hurt me. So then I'm like, I have to slow down. But then when you think about love, you have to, in order to truly love someone, you have to open yourself up
Gotta be open.
to the possibility of them hurting you. So I notice now that I'm starting to get my feet wet in this dating game, per se, I find myself, the closer I get to someone, I'm like, I get scared, I get nervous. So that's a trigger for me that I'm working on.
I receive that.
yeah, it's definitely.
I like that you mentioned that you're working on it because,
Yeah.
as I hear you speak, I'm like, that's something that, definitely is going to take time to, get better.
Mm-hmm.
Go, okay.
So do you ladies feel like, with your dating app experience, do you feel like it's harder to date as a Black woman?
Oh,
It's
for
hard
sure.
for anything. For us to
Period.
do as a Black woman. Let's be real.
I just want to speak on something because this is something that I'm very, it ignites something in me when you talk about Black women, especially in today's climate. I'm not, as you guys know, I'm not on social media. I don't have any type of social media. I don't do it because I watch what I allow into my gates for the reasons why, what you mentioned, like not that feeling of inadequacy and comparison and all of that. But when I am exposed to what's out there nowadays, it's a lot of hate towards Black women, like a lot of criticism, a lot of putting down, a lot of comparing Black women to other races and ethnicities. And I'm just not, I want no parts of it. And because of that, I feel like in today's dating world, because we are already looked at as like the least desired with many people, it's harder. We have to almost prove ourselves, prove our femininity, prove that we're worth it, and I'm not for that. I want someone to see my value off the bat because I know how valuable I am, and to have to prove my value and the beautiful person I am, I'm just not for that. So yes, I believe it's extremely difficult for Black women right now. There's a lot of different opinions and and I respect all of them. I get everyone has their own story, their own lens, how they look at life, how they look at the dating pool. But me personally, I think it's very toxic.
Yeah.
Very toxic.
I kind of want to share something with you guys. So, I always give like statistics. So they said that with the dating apps like Tinder, Hinge, all that good stuff, They said 65% of men aren't looking for anything serious. So you run into people that portray this picture on paper like, oh, I want marriage, I want this, I want a long-term relationship. But you're just here for fun.
That's a high percentage.
Right.
That is.
Then they said 25% are men who don't fit your preferences. Then they said 10% of men will engage with you and then ghost you out of nowhere, leaving your confidence feeling a little bit low.
So what percentage does that leave you at?
0.
No, do the math. Run it back.
Like,
No.
what? Because it's like, it's really, when I saw that, it really like triggers something for me because it's like, dang.
It's already difficult.
Right.
So to hear
Right.
these stats is like,
That's crazy. I never knew
it's
that.
kind of discouraging.
Lord,
Not
please
gonna
send a
lie.
man this way, please.
Judiciously.
Because no, but seriously, it's like when I heard the
Speak to Ciara, please.
when I heard the when I read the statistics, it was just like, well, dag, so 65%, like not even
That's
20.
weird. That's
I
what I'm
wonder
saying.
if that's
That's
based
high.
off of what's on the profiles or actually like, because people lie, you know,
Mhm.
So- or is
Absolutely.
it like true questionnaires? Like that,
Right,
that's something
right,
we
yeah,
have to
that's
look into because,
that's a
you
good
know,
question.
How did they get that data?
yeah.
Does it have infidelity and fidelity and yeah?
Right, yeah.
Mhm.
So I just have to like, I mean, that's something
Yeah.
for another time, but
Right.
it's just interesting that 65% are just kind of there for like a good time, right? That's what it was?
Or like especially
after-
remember with like during COVID.
I was
the
literally
hanging of
just about
that,
to say that.
People were on
COVID,
there
it was
'cause
bad.
bored.
Yeah.
It was
I
bad.
literally would ask
COVID.
people, what brings you to the app?
Can I say something real quick about my COVID
Go
and
ahead.
your experience? Really quickly. So, very briefly was dating this guy during COVID, it was during the
Oh.
pandemic. And I'm not going to, give too much information because I'm not going to give him that much power. But come to find out, he was married and had kids and denied them after finding out that that was the case. Yeah, it was a lot of that happening.
And it's still a lot of that.
It's
Yeah,
still
it's
going
still
on.
a lot
You
of
just
that.
sent me something from
But I feel like
yeah.
a lot
So
of people
discouraging.
were like on dating apps back then, like
Yeah.
Hinge and
And
Yeah,
some
it
people
was
would
just out of
say, like,
boredom.
I would ask them, what brings you to the app? Like, what are your intentions?
Oh, I'm
Oh,
just
because my
bored.
homeboy told me.
I
I'm just like, whoa, go
I heard
on,
that.
wait.
What he told you?
What about you? He didn't put the gun to your head to do it. So why are you here? What brings you
a
here?
lot of times they're there for fun, or they're in relationships and they kind of want to see what else is out there. Like,
Right.
Yeah, I would swipe left immediately after
yeah.
I heard.
I mean, a
like,
lot
that
of times
was
they don't
like-
disclose that. Some of them do. I've had that where people are like, oh, I'm just trying to see
Me
what's
too.
out here, or like my homeboy told me,
Cousin Ray
get your
Ray.
homeboy. Don't date me.
I want to ask something to the statistics portion of what you said. I used to find that discouraging, but my best friend Zia, hey Z,
Hi, CZ.
miss you, girl. She once told me that you don't want those people anyway. So the
Period.
way I saw it was, well, I don't want a good man. I want my person. I want the godly man that God has for me. So if that means that roots out all of those other people, like look at it as a process of elimination.
Yeah.
You don't want those type
is
of
true.
men,
Yeah.
men
And they're
anyway.
eliminating themselves.
Right, exactly. So like, I want my good man,
Yeah.
not just any, So look at it as like that way. It helps. Because it's discouraging when you
that's
see
why
those
when they
numbers.
tell me that, I don't
I
get
know,
mad when they
these-
tell me that. I'm just,
Yeah.
here to see what's out
Like,
there.
oh, you're not for me.
That's fine.
That's it.
At this point, I'm like, okay, that's cool because that's what you want, and I
And
can't.
Yeah, and I was
can't
never
knock
mad
you
at
for
it.
that.
Yeah, but
Like,
it's just,
if
that's not what I
you
want.
At least
Exactly,
you're being
that's not what
honest.
I want.
At least
you're
And then
being
I'll
honest.
let them know, like, hey,
Yeah.
this is what I'm looking for, and we're not on the same page. I wish you
Right.
the best. I hope you find what you're looking for.
I
I
love the
respect
honesty.
that.
Like, just
Yeah.
be honest. Like,
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
you
It's
don't
okay.
see, yeah,
not the end of the
you know what
world.
it is. Like the whole fear of, I don't know what it is. I was having a conversation with two coworkers of mine that I used to work with. They turned friends, and I was just like, why? What is the problem of being honest?
Yeah.
Like,
I'm
it's
so
I don't want to get
okay.
into that.
Yeah, it's okay. Like rejection doesn't bother me. I'm a
neither.
grown woman. I've been through worse than rejection. I'd rather you tell me straight up. Nah, instead of like kind of stringing you along.
But the
Especially,
biggie is people.
Some
a
people,
lot of people aren't
some
like
men
that.
won't.
Yeah, I
some men
know.
A
won't.
lot of people aren't
Yeah.
like that. A
Let
lot
you
of women
know.
aren't like that.
Yeah.
And period. A lot of people generally don't, can't take rejection well. But
But
I
you're
think it
wasting your
takes a-
time.
Yeah.
You're
But I
wasting
think-
your
I think
time
it
and
takes
mine.
a lot of like confidence and and just a whole lot of internal work to to have that attitude. And I think, and I'm speaking on that because I've been there where in the past I'm like, yo, like, damn, I took everything personally, but I know who I am. Like, I get my validation from God. So once I came to that conclusion and just was confident in that, like, these little, worldly things don't really bother me. Granted, I'm human and, I have my days, but in terms of, that's trivial to me.
Right.
I feel like, okay, move on. Like, I'm okay. I'm secure in who I am as a person. So
yes,
I'm safe. Yeah.
So this next segment is called Price Tags. So, ladies, when it comes to dating, we want a man to be the provider, financially stable, etc. But why are Black women considered off-rip gold diggers automatically for wanting someone to have money, a good job, etc.? Why do you think is that?
I don't know where that, like, I don't know. It's weird because it's a combination of, like, there are a lot of women who are like that, like, who just be out on dates and they just want one thing and whatever, and they know what it is, and then so I don't know.
I literally followed a woman, I forgot her name, yesterday. I saw a video, those Stitch videos where you see like a video and then a response after.
Oh yes,
she did that. And the video was of a young lady dancing, that Soulja Boy, I'm looking for a yellow. And then the next one goes, so the young lady was dancing and the caption was saying, I want to marry rich, and be a housewife. And then it switched to her husband, who the caption read, is a rich NFL player who wants to provide for his wife, right? And the stitch of the woman who I follow, what she was saying was, men with money have no problem with that.
Period. Say it again, please.
Men with money
with what?
Have no problem with that. And I thought that literally, that light bulb that happens? Yeah. I was like, ding.
Because it's true. If you ain't got no money, you'll be counting the coins and you're like, I don't want to spend it on her.
I thought that was so powerful.
It's a fact.
The men with money, and it's true. When I see like, the men with money don't have a problem with making you a housewife and you taking care of you so you can take care of the family and the household. It's the ones who don't have money who are like penny pinching and like, oh, you want my money? So I was like, oh, I need a rich nigga. I figured that's my type. So when I saw it, I just was like, wow. It was really eye-opening for me because I realized that to answer that question, they feel like, you're gold digging because they don't have it. If you had it, you wouldn't think that way. You wouldn't think I want security. As a woman, I want to be secure. I like that you brought that up. I want to be financially secure and obviously, emotionally secure,
physically, spiritually, cover me.
And if you had money and you allowed me to be a housewife and take care of the home, you would understand that. But those who don't have money, they often think that
it feels like a burden.
It feels like a burden. So that was powerful. When I saw that, I said, follow.
I like that. I like that example. I feel like it's so true, and I didn't even think about it that way. Automatically thought like, well, a lot of women nowadays, we bring a lot to the table. It's not like when, our parents were growing up, it's kind of like, mainly the guy was like the sole provider. You relied on him for everything. But nowadays, it's like, women, financially, we could hold it down ourselves. Like, we just want a relationship.
Yeah,
we desire that. But I feel like I agree. If you're rich.
As a woman, for the most part, I feel like that's what we want. Yeah. Going back to the hunter-gatherer
I'm tired of paying for my nails. I'm tired of paying for my nails.
Oh, yeah.
Tired.
Did a meme?
I remember that.
No, it's true. Like, you want to go out and to get it and, to bring it back.
Right.
I don't know. That's
but can you guys agree, displaying devil, that there are definitely women who are gold diggers?
Absolutely.
Oh, we're going to get into that.
Oh, for sure.
Because there's the other part of it that, like, some men
are
probably traumatized because of experience.
From their experience. Yep,
that
I agree.
Women have kind of, like, done them dirty. And I'm going to play
devil's advocate again. Because let's not play victim, men. Because a lot of times you know what that woman was about. And you looked at her and you thought, oh, big booty Judy, bust down. Instagram this. You didn't think she wanted money?
We gonna get to that.
Okay.
Don't trip. Don't you worry about it.
On hold.
Okay, so what's good with this going Dutch on dates and the courting phase? Courting.
I don't know what's been going. This generation
Courting.
has been a little bit. I don't know.
I have an unpopular.
Go ahead. Let me drink to this because I want to hear
We
it.
saw how fast you had to grab that cup.
Because
please.
I didn't even know what going Dutch was. I'll be honest. I'll be transparent. I had to ask right before this. Okay, so I'm one of those people who feel more comfortable splitting. Let me tell you. Well, see, maybe it's an unhealthy reason. That's why.
I love the honesty, though.
Yeah. Now that I'm saying it out loud, it is an unhealthy reason. Because sometimes I've found, especially with men who don't mean you well, who will like love bomb you and pay for everything and
love
kind of
bombing.
take over everything. That has been used against me in the past. Like, well,
Yep.
this is what I did and this is what I paid for and this is, so like going into something, I'm like, I don't want any type of, in case this this goes left, you don't feel like you owe me anything. I don't feel like I owe you anything.
It's like a shield.
Like, yeah, it's kind of like, let's go in this mutual as friends, half and half. Like, I don't want you to feel pressure.
So
That's
you do it
my
out of,
mental,
That makes sense.
that's my
not-
thought
okay.
process. Like, I don't want you to feel like you invested and you didn't get what you invested in. I want a clean, just even playing field where you can get to know me, I can get to know you without like any type of, well, I did this, you know what I mean? But again, that, reflecting on why my personal reason, it does come from an unhealthy place because of someone controlling that I used to be with, but don't get it twisted. I would love to be courted and fully taken care of and paid for, but I would have to feel completely comfortable that you would not use that against me.
Can I add to that? I like that because I didn't look at it that way. Like, we're just getting to know each other, building a friendship. So kind of like, it's okay to go Dutch. But my father always told me, like, if a guy offers to take you out, that's exactly what he's going to do. He's just going to take you out. That means pick up the tab.
My father never told me that.
Pick up
Sorry,
the
Dad, you
tab.
didn't.
T-A-B, the tab. So with that being said, like, I've had guys on Hinge. Mind you, we didn't even get past the what's your favorite color, what's your birthday type of thing. You automatically asking me, do you believe in going Dutch on a date? So when I give them my response, they're like,
When they ask that, that's already a
If
suspect.
you're
Red flag.
broke, just
Yeah.
say that. If
Yeah,
you're broke,
that-
just say that. If you're broke, just say that.
If you asking that,
Say
that's
it again,
already
Shy.
a
Say it
again.
red
Bro,
So
flag.
by
just say
you
that.
asking me that, automatically,
already know
like
what
you're
time it
Xing
is.
me out because I feel how I feel.
If you're broke, just
Just
say
say
that.
that.
Yeah. If
So
a man asks you that, then that's you're
Yeah,
ready
so
to
to
go.
lead with that is not-
You think about this.
To lead
Why
with
shouldn't?
that.
Yeah. Why is that?
could go
I don't got time.
That shows where his head is
Yeah.
at.
I don't got time. If everything is like, penny for penny,
Right.
penny pinching. So it's like, don't bother to take me out. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's fine. But I feel like before you get to that point, in regards to the courting phase, a conversation needs to be had.
True.
Because courting means like y'all are both into each other. So now y'all gonna see where this, if y'all date exclusively, where this could go. So that's why I don't mind. Pay for me. My drinks. I like Prosecco. Long walks on the beach. Pay for it. Wait, because I'm tired. But that
Yeah.
asking me off rip turns me
Yeah,
off.
that's
No, it is a
I don't
turn
want to
off.
go out with you after that.
Yeah.
After you ask that, I'm good.
Because
I had a guy that, this was years ago. Shout out to him because we still cool. And I friend zoned him because we went on a date. And we essentially went Dutch, and I was in my head. I was like, if I'm paying for drinks or whatever, then we're friends. What up, homie? So we're cool, and I just never wanted to, get to know him either, like a little bit more, past the friend zone, because if you're courting me, I expect that you're going to show that with, wanting to take me out and being a gentleman and paying for the meal or paying for the drinks and stuff like that. So that's just how I feel. If you want, if you're courting, you're showing your interest by. It doesn't have to be expensive. It doesn't have to be this grand thing.
Right.
I think that's
No,
always a
seriously.
myth.
Dunkin' Donuts, take me out.
What is it? Dunkin' Donuts?
I think the thought that counts. Like, if I'm a foodie, I love to eat. So yeah, so if you take me out to a restaurant, I'm gonna be happy regardless because I'm gonna find something on our menu that's good.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have to be like Ruth Chris. Shout out to Ruth Chris. It doesn't have to be like a steakhouse and like
No.
it doesn't have to be that way.
Yeah.
And I just want to put that out there because, and I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but I've been making money since I was 23. Those of you guys know I'm a nurse. And nurses make
Reclaiming my
make money.
time.
We make money, so it's not like I don't. You know that thing like, oh, you know, if you expect it, you should be able to pay for it yourself. Y'all know me, I treat myself, so
You know.
like I can do it. So that's besides the
Listen,
point.
that's where my shoulders got.
I don't want to get
because-
off topic,
Yeah.
but I'm trying to say like that. To me, money is nothing. Like I've always. For a long time, made more than who I've dated. So that's not a thing. It doesn't have to be expensive.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't.
It's
It
the
just
thought
shows-
that counts.
it
It's
is-
the effort.
Yeah. Like just take me out.
That's a whole nother
me.
topic of like the expectation that because you make money that you don't gotta. There's been many times
Oh, big money?
when they realize that you're a nurse or whatever it is, and that they assume that you have money, and so it's like, oh,
It's
okay,
not a
well, I
problem.
ain't
You
gotta.
got it.
No.
Yeah, you got like that is.
That's
and
a
that's on
turn
every
on.
level, not even on just this dating on
Friendships.
Friendships too. Yeah, they
people just
expect you to
assume
always
have it. I'm just like, you don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Right.
Anyways, that's a whole different.
That's a whole different
Yeah.
topic. But yeah, I just believe that courting, especially when you showed your interest first as a man, you should take it upon yourself to
Yes.
pay.
Yeah.
I agree.
And that's
A
all
word.
Harriet told me.
So, so we was just talking about this not too long ago. So now I'm going to raise the question. Why women who are straight up mean or fit a certain look, the Instagram models, the baddies, receive princess treatment, a.k.a. why do hoes be winning?
I don't think they win.
I think they do.
Okay, so
I wanna hear
Kelly,
what you
go
gotta
ahead.
say.
Temporary wins. If so.
No, it's what you see. Like
Yeah. I
there,
agree with
many of them, they're not receiving. The men who I see that go for women that are like that, they're not quality. And
Who's not quality? The men
the
or the
men.
women? Ah.
And you truly don't like. If my body is the only thing, or my looks is the only thing that you really, that's the not only the only thing, but the main thing, the main reason why you're with me. That's not
I
a
agree.
quality relationship. I feel like the people who are winning are the people who are with their person, who love them, whether they got tiger stripes. or you know the BBL, no matter what, because they love them for them. Usually, I feel like those, it's what we see. Obviously,
Right.
like I'm not on social media, so I don't see what y'all see constantly. But I don't think they be winning.
Yeah.
Can I play devil's advocate?
Absolutely.
Because I know, like, personally, some good men or decent men. And when I mean that, what I mean by that is they are good people, like as a person. They have like good jobs, and I feel like they're somebody I would date. But I feel like they go for those women. So
Really?
it's like I feel like they are quality men.
Really?
Yeah, I've seen quality men, lawyers, IT.
But it doesn't matter what they do. Who is the person?
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Are they a
So,
man of?
Definitely their profession, and that's why I want said who they are as a
Right.
a person. They're decent people from what I know,
Okay.
and they still go for like those type of like.
See,
But that seems like that's
man-
their issue, issue.
I want to interject
Okay.
after.
Yeah.
See, a quality man for me is a man of God. Like God, I don't see godly men who will cover me spiritually, like pray for me, pray with me, love me, who like Christ loved the church. I don't see a man like that going. I just don't see it. I could be wrong. I'm be under a rock sometimes, but I don't see that. That's interesting to me. That's crazy to me.
I wanted to like kind of add to what Shai was saying in regards to like a man making a certain amount, so they go after women. It's kind of like I don't want to say like out of their norm, but I feel like what I've noticed a lot with men who are in a certain bracket, I feel like they allow money to, how to word this, it kind of like covers their insecurities. Like without money, it's like, what do you have? Can you go after a woman like that? Can you go after somebody who's an Instagram baddie, who has, you know, all this surgery, who got the bust down middle part? Like, could you really go after somebody like that if you didn't have money? So I feel like this is where it ties into the whole gold digger thing, because it's like you go after women who just want you for your bread. But then women like, you know, the next door, like, you know, the girl next door type of vibe, it's like, oh, what do you got to bring to the table?
They want to challenge those women.
Thank you.
Yeah. And it's
That's
like
the
you
word.
challenge them, and they literally have their shit together. But you don't challenge the Instagram baddies who just only shake their ass and be on, you know, vacation that other niggas pay for. But I digress.
So I just feel like, you know, maybe at a point in their life, you know, maybe they felt insecure, where they probably didn't feel like they could go after certain girls. But now that they're making money, you know, it's like they don't want to settle down. They outside. They playing. They spending money on this one, that one, this one. So it's like...
I see that a lot with black men going for white women when they get money. You don't see a lot of when you hit a certain,
No,
I'm just saying, this is my opinion. This is my opinion. This is what I see.
Babyface.
In the new, you know, when you look at, you know, the NFL players and all of that, like people with stature and money, like once upon a time they used to date black women, but now they're like, that's not, you know. I can see that. Like now
that's a topic
and
in itself.
It is, and it ties
really
back
is.
into like the struggle for black women to
Colorism
be
and all that stuff.
at that level.
right.
Like that's a whole nother topic.
Yeah.
But like, are we not capable of being trophy wives? But whatever.
So this
It's another
segment-
topic.
Yeah,
no,
that's
a
another topic for
show in
another
itself.
day.
Bookmark.
Yes.
Please.
Put it there. Hold. So this segment is called "Girl Like Me," which is one of my favorite songs of the Heaux Tales, because it
my
be getting me into my bag.
I be crying.
Okay,
love that
so ladies, when a relationship don't work out, why do we automatically assume it's us? Why is that always our go-to? Like, we think that we did something wrong.
Hope.
Can you elaborate a little further?
I feel like we always, a lot of the times that we kind of like start off talking to somebody, obviously we have that level of hope that it's going to be something great, something dope. We have a yearn for like love and all that stuff. And I feel like as time kind of like kind of goes on and you realize that certain things aren't what it is, sometimes we look more at the potential of that person, and we kind of give people more of a chance than we probably need to, just out of that level of like, oh, well, you know, it seems okay in this form, but we know, like, for sure, like, this is something that we probably don't want. I feel like sometimes that level of hope for love kind of like overtakes like what we're seeing in reality, and that's where the problem kind of like lies, unfortunately. I think I feel like everybody has that one story of like being in, like, talking to somebody or being in a relationship where we're like, we knew we saw these signs and we just kind of just ignored it, and
So I ignored a few.
it is what it is. But yeah,
I think honestly, like, wholeheartedly, for the most part, people all go into relationships and getting to know people with the best intentions. I think it's very rare that you get like a dirty John who's like trying to be a fraud. So,
Right.
you know, with that being said, going into it with like being vulnerable, being open, and really wanting love, you put your best foot forward naturally. And when you do all that you could do or you can do to get the best outcome, which is to be in a relationship and for it to flourish, and it doesn't work out, you then internalize it not working naturally, because you went into it with your best foot forward and really being vulnerable. So you kind of, you know, take the blame, so to speak, and feel as though, you know, damn, maybe it's something I did because I, you know, this is what I did going in. I was honest. I was, you know, this, that, and the third. Is it something that I did when it doesn't work out? So naturally, because you know you did your best, when it doesn't work out, you think it's you.
But you had good intentions.
That's so good.
Yeah.
That's
So
so
like Brittany
good.
said, that's a them problem.
Yeah, it's a dumb problem.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'm all for taking accountability. I'm not saying
Yep.
it's always the other person.
Yeah.
We have to reflect and see what we did wrong, too, when things don't
Our
work
part,
out.
yeah.
But at the end of the day, I think naturally it's something that you do. You kind of blame yourself when you don't, when you know you tried and it wasn't the result that rendered.
Even with accountability, you still say to yourself, like, I know for me personally, like, I've, you know, vented to you ladies in regards to, like, you know, my past relationship. I would sit there and be like, you know, well, that's dumb. But then the signs were there.
Yeah.
So that's on me. Because I ignored it not once, not twice, but 3 times. So it's like, you can't blame that person. You got to blame yourself. You got to take, you know, hold the mirror.
accountability.
Hold the mirror up.
Yeah,
No, it is.
It's not
It
easy
is.
to do.
It's
It's not.
right.
It's
Self-reflection takes a lot.
It is.
It takes a lot of maturity. It takes a lot of vulnerability. And you know, a lot of people aren't mature enough to do that. But I feel like once you reach that stage of like being accountable, you're so powerful.
Yes.
Yes.
You
Yes.
can master anything because you can put all that, you know, bullshit aside and really reflect and be honest with yourself. Because at the end of the day, you go to bed, you know, by yourself. You have to
Right.
reflect on your day. And that's how I live my life naturally. Just a little side note is I reflect and say, you know, was I a good person? Did I really? Because I tried.
Yeah, I'm big on that.
I'm big on that.
Yeah.
Taking accountability for my actions,
Yeah.
you know?
And
What's-
having that balance. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, I was gonna say when something doesn't, it's like hard because it's in a way like 2 forms of healing. You're like healing from the part that didn't work out, and then you're healing from that part of knowing that you are also to blame for not looking at what it is. And that's hard because it's like,
tough.
damn, like,
It's like a double whammy.
what can I do? But like,
Yeah.
okay, this person obviously wasn't it. And then I know, like, what can I do next time around that can,
Right.
like,
But it makes it better for
like,
the
I can,
next
like, readjust to,
time.
like, yeah.
So there's a part in the song. Mom and Dad, please forgive me. So it says, y'all niggas be making us sad. Then say you don't know why we mad. So we start acting like we don't care because y'all niggas be taking us there. That's a bar. Okay. Okay, so after hearing this part in the song, how did it make you feel? Because for me, it was like a trigger. And I say that because, like, some guys know what they be doing. You know my buttons, you know my triggers, you know what gets me upset, but you keep doing it. You'll say sorry, but you keep doing it. It's like that sorry is a temporary Band-Aid. But then when I get upset, it's like, why are you upset? Why are you mad? Why are you acting this way? So it's like, for me, it was just like a trigger. It still gets me emotional when I hear that part in the song because it's facts. I feel like, how to word this?
That song triggers me. Like, I'm tearing up now. I'm never gonna lie.
I'm sorry.
No, that's actually my favorite song, but it's so triggering because it's so fucking relatable. I was trying not to cry.
Because you don't make me
But
cry.
that shit is like triggering.
Thank you.
Thank you. I just felt like, yo, that song is the epitome of like dating. My dating, serial dating, whatever you want to call it, journey. That shit is tough. And I'm sitting here trying to answer your question, but legit.
Okay, take your time. Because it really, like, I feel like when she wrote this song, Girl Like Me, I feel like she put her heart, her soul, her edges, her foot, everything into
No,
it.
I can't.
The edges anyway.
Because it's like, honestly speaking, it's just,
Yo.
we want to win.
Yeah.
Just like these other girls out here that we feel like have it easy. But it's like, why do us as, I guess, the regular girls
regular
next
girl.
door, why do we, like, get put through the ringer? Why do we have to go through the hurt, the pain, the ups and the downs? And from what we're seeing with other girls that make it seem like they have it good, it's just like they got it easy. You know what I'm saying? Like, It really is. It is triggering.
Honestly, I can't even answer that question.
I know in the past when I didn't know my worth, I know not my worth now. I only accepted the love that I thought I deserved.
Can you say that again?
When I didn't know my worth,
like, seriously.
when I didn't know my worth,
Yeah.
I only
the word.
accepted the love that I thought I deserved, meaning I didn't think I deserved that much. Now I know exactly what I deserve and what God has in store for
That's
me.
the
So
one.
I will not accept anything less. And I feel like when you go into the anything with that attitude, anyone who does not meet that requirement or who may put you through the ringer, they won't even make it through the front door.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So it's a process. It's a learning process. You got to be gentle with yourself. This world is not gentle and it's not kind and it doesn't give grace. The culture does not give grace. And I feel like we need to give grace to our mistakes, to what we've been through, to who we've allowed. It's made us stronger. Unfortunately, but now I feel like some people appear to win because of the illusion of like, oh, I won't take anything less than, you know what I mean? They won't only accept a certain, if that makes sense. I hope I'm like kind of talking in circles,
No,
but
it's okay.
But I think that's a part of it. Not the whole, it's incomplete. It's an incomplete answer, but it's part of it.
I want to
That
touch
worth
on that.
word
Knowing your
is-
worth, that's big. That's how,
The worth
honestly,
thing, I'm telling you,
that's
that changes
the
your
one
life.
and not the
It
two.
really
like,
does.
It's hard to answer that question, honestly, but when every day is a work in progress for me, and knowing my worth and knowing who I am and things like that.
Same.
Because I'm like, damn, I'm doing the best I can out
Girl,
here.
you are.
Like, legit.
Let me tell you something.
Yeah, with what you got.
What
All
I
of
got.
y'all.
No, I am. And
Amazing
it's like
women.
when it doesn't, portray in a healthy, lasting relationship,
Right.
I then go back and reflect. I'm like, damn. And then it puts me back in that space sometimes, but I'm human and I give myself grace. So that's why I am a little, bit triggered by that song and that part of the song. But it's like, it's a process for me. It's
It is a
working.
process.
Like, okay, Cheyenne, like, you that bitch.
Self-love is a journey.
But then it's like, I'm human, so I'm gonna feel some type of way too when it doesn't work out, or when I'm seeing these other girls getting that, and I'm like, doing the best I can, and I feel like it's not good enough. So it's a process.
That level of like confidence and work, like that's
You
a
gotta
biggie.
know.
I was
You gotta
not
speak it
that.
every
Yeah,
day.
no, that level. We talked about that.
Yeah.
Like that. I don't know. It was like one day I was just like I needed to like do something like different or whatever. And I feel like I needed to kind of like really integrate that self-talk way more with like, I'm confident, I'm good.
It's important.
So I put it on sticky pads and I literally put it on my mirror. And every time I wake up and I'm doing my grooming, whatever, like I literally look at it
You're
before
shaving the fur?
Yeah.
Listen, I was not. Don't start.
Right? Please. That's an insider.
Listen.
It's gonna be a Mary Jane though with the sticky notes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. But in all honesty, it works.
It does work.
I go out, so even with like work, because work can be a lot, and having that level of like, because you never know what to expect in the world of nursing, like you really don't. But just like, that's like looking at that, like you're confident, you got this, like, don't take things personal or you, whatever. I like feel like I've literally have felt a change in like how I walk out the door.
Right.
And I'm like, okay, like I'm gonna do better today. Like you got this, you're good. You're like, it's still a work in progress, but I feel like it makes a difference to always like integrate like I'm worth it, I'm good. Like, you know what I mean? You're brave, you're intelligent, you're beautiful, you're whatever. And it's cool. Everybody has different ways of like, kind of incorporating that, but I feel like that has worked for me so far. So.
Yeah.
That's
So
amazing.
you don't get too like, off track when it comes to the dating woes.
Yeah.
Like you feel like, okay, I'm still worth it.
Yeah.
It's
That's
not
so important
all
though, because then just some of these women be, tolerating
Some nonsense.
yeah, and I hate it.
But speaking
I really
about
do.
worth, reclaiming my time.
Yes.
Reclaiming it. Reclaiming my time. Reclaiming my time. Okay.
No, that's the.
So, ladies, at what point you realized your worth? I want to go first.
Please.
So for me, I feel like I realized my worth after after the breakup. I felt like I had to just be in solitude, which I spoke about like in the first episode. I really had to sit and think like, yo, I bring a lot to the table. Like, I'm on my own. I got a good job. Now, at that point, I was back in grad school. I just got like accepted into to grad school or whatever. And it's like, I'm doing the damn thing. So ain't nobody could come and discredit that, can take that away from me. So it just made me feel like, you're worth it. Just, focus on yourself. Fix those areas that you feel like needs work. Tweak them up a little bit so you're ready for, when God sends you your husband. Right. So I felt like, just being in solitude really taught me, like, you are worth it. Yeah. You are worthy of love. You are worthy of everything that you want in a man, and nobody could tell you any different. Right. So,
for me, I feel like it's still ongoing. That level of like finding, like literally just based off of what I said. Like, I feel like it's an ongoing job, and
work
having that level of
because you're constantly growing and improving as a person every day.
Right,
the person that you were even a month ago is not the same person that you are today, especially if you're constantly doing the work on yourself. You're continuously adding value to yourself. So I love that answer.
It does take work every day.
It does.
I always felt like I had confidence, like always.
You honestly, to be honest, that's like one of the things I love about you.
Yes. When I first met you, even though I didn't like you, but
I literally asked you. Didn't I ask you that the other day? I was just like,
that's funny. I was telling my coworker the other day because she said something, and I was like, I was actually quite the opposite. If you knew me years ago, I was like, my name was Cheyenne. And they used to, but they used to call me like shy. They used to like shy, like Cheyenne, because I used to be crying for everything, very shy, timid. And life happens, and I challenged myself to not be so shy and so scary, because I used to be that girl. Like, I used to be so. Just think about her. If I could talk to her now, I would be like, girl, you're going to be so different.
Same.
But I like challenged myself by becoming a cheerleader in junior high school.
Stepping out your shell.
Stepping out my shell and just doing things that I wouldn't normally do. Because I love people. So it helped me with like joining a team and, so slowly but surely my confidence would be, would grow. But it wasn't, something, it's not all it's like cracked up to be. Like, it's literally a work in progress. Like, I have to tell myself, like, you are that girl. And it should be like that. It's okay. But it took a while. It took years to get here. And I'm happy for the journey. Who I am now, I'm way, secure in myself and happy that I'm here. And I'm confident and I love this person. But again, it takes time.
It takes time.
And I think, for me, I would say 2016 was that year for me that I was like, nah, take control of who you are. Like, you are that person, girl. Like, you are that girl. And it's 2016 because I just kind of came out of something and just was confident in who I was as a practitioner. I was an RN in like my second year of nursing. So I was like, okay, I got experience. Like, I'm about to travel the world. This first year I traveled by myself. Just things that I wouldn't normally do, I did in 2016. I started like really dating seriously.
I remember that. Like, girl, you out again?
Yeah. I was going on a date all the time.
Hit for
back
it, though.
then. But in 2016, I would say that was the year that I really gained that confidence, and it's been work ever since. And it don't stop.
Yeah, can't stop, won't stop.
Yeah.
So my next question is, at this point in your life, do you personally feel like you're like ready to date to be married?
See, this is actually new for me. I wasn't like 5-6 months ago.
Okay.
But I stretched, the last person that I entertained really stretched me, on the person that I became acquainted with, I should say. I pushed myself. I pushed myself out of my comfort zone.
Yes, you did.
I became vulnerable. I was able to express how I felt. And I was like, you know what? I can do this. You know? I can do this. So I think I'm starting to. You never really know until you do it. I'm still a baby in this dating game. I have been off. I haven't been in the dating game for like 5 years. I've been by myself, working on me, celibate, all of that. But now that I'm, stepping out a little bit, I think I am.
I love that.
But I still constantly have to
That's my
do the
friend.
work on myself.
And a part of that is giving yourself grace.
Yes.
Yeah.
Allowing
absolutely.
yourself, the
Absolutely.
processes of what, feeling the process. So
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
I struggle with this, and I don't remember who I spoke to about this, but I feel like a part of me feels like I'm ready, but then, like, for example, if an older guy tries to talk to me, because it's like automatically you're thinking marriage, you're thinking like you're ready to settle down, and I'm out here like I'm so young, I'm a young tenderoni, like please. So it's like it's a struggle. Like I want to date, but at the same time, it's like I have these aspirations of wanting to get married. I want to start my own family. So I'm still learning. Like I'm still going through the motions. Because sometimes I have my days where it's like, am I supposed to be doing this? Like, is it in my cards to be married? But
Yes.
no, I feel that way.
Yeah.
I feel that way. I want little Darniques. So eventually, in the long run, I feel like I'll 100% get there. But I feel like I put myself out there, but then I just like I tense up. So I got to get out of that. I have to get out of that show. So yeah.
Yeah, I feel like for the right person, you won't do that though.
Mm-hmm.
I
agree.
Too.
That's
And
not,
he needs to understand, like, I'm an extrovert. So it's like I have a very outgoing personality. So he needs to understand, like, you got to accept me for me.
Yeah.
Flaws and all, like, yeah.
You will.
And your husband will.
Period.
Your husband,
My
not
husband.
just any. Your
No,
husband
like a boy
will,
there.
because he's made for
Okay.
you and you made for him. Yeah.
I received that.
Mm-hmm.
Has been like a princess cut diamond ring. Okay.
Almond shape.
I'm crying.
I play all day. Like I joke all day. So I share the same sentiments where when an older guy approaches me, or even like a little older, I'm just like, oh, I'm not ready. But then I talk about, no, I'm dating for marriage. I was like, which one? Please. Pick a side. Pick a side. So it's just like, I feel in my heart that, like, because I know I aspire for that. Like, I want that, the marriage. But I'm like, damn, do I really want to, like, pick me right now? Like, kids, like, do I? It's hard. It's like, hard. I want that, yes, eventually, but in God's timing. And then I keep going back, like, Cheyenne, that's your problem. You want to control everything. You know what you want. God knows what you want. Just live.
I was just about to say, it translates so differently with everybody. Like, you never know, like, what each person, like, everybody is a different experience, and you don't know what that person can bring to the table. Because you can say that now, like, oh, I don't know, I'm scared. And then, like, 5 months in, you ready for a child with this person. Right. Skipping out, I know, right?
I know. You never know. It's true.
Yeah, you really don't.
Because someone can actually bring that out of you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. You never know.
When the right person nurtures you, and they tap into that because we are wives before we become wives, if you know that.
Speak on
So
it.
like, when the right person finds you and they tap into that gets activated, and you give, you become,
because we're naturally
you walk
nurturers.
into that. Yes, you walk into that role of being a wife.
Yeah.
So yes, I love that. Yes, child.
Yeah.
Walk out, step out.
I can't with you.
Dark, please.
No, but it's true. I just feel like it's naturally embedded in us, and we just need that one person to just bring it out.
Yeah. That's what I need.
Activate.
That level.
Activate.
Yeah.
No, but for real, like I believe that it's gonna come for all of us. I'm in a season right now where it's just like, I'm kind of like, before I was on some like, I don't believe marriage is in the cards for me. but now I'm in a season like I personally feel like it is, and I get like little feelings like or little signs like my husband is coming. I just need to be patient and trust God. Keep him at the forefront of everything because he will reveal who's for me and who's not for me.
Yep.
And just like Zia said, like the weeding out process, like being on dating apps or whatever, they're gonna weed themselves out. Just by the things that they say, that they do, their actions don't match what they're saying. Like it's a process. So I'm trying to be more positive about it.
Seek first the kingdom and everything else will
Exactly.
follow.
God,
Give it over to him because that was for me. That was a burden. It's like everything is going great in my life, but it's just like that area is like dag. It's like dag. My parents were already married, working on probably their second kid.
But it could be going great, but that's not to your expectation, though.
Say that again,
That's so
please.
good.
But it could be going great, but not to your level of expectation. And that's. But it's true though, because you think that it's a time of like, oh, dang, this part of my life is not what it is. But it could be at that, whatever you're going through is meant for you to just be in a period, a waiting season.
Yes.
And you know what I mean? And like, that's just what it is.
Find your knack, find your thing, do your things while single. And you know, you hear it all the time. I mean,
especially for
married
people,
right? It's boring. It's like, because you want to, the things that you do sometimes when you're single, you can't help but to feel like you want to do that with the partner. But in the meantime, there's a reason for your season. And I just believe that just trust that, you know, that's for you and it's going to come.
It is.
Timing.
And you fall in love. Like, I know I fell in love with my single season. I love being single. It's just so much work, so many things you could do that you can't do when you're in a relationship. Yeah. Like, just the work on yourself, the time to yourself, all of that, and not having to answer to someone else. And also, like, I forgot which pastor or preacher said this, but he made an analogy with home cooked food versus fast food. It takes time.
Love.
Yeah.
Your husband's going to take time. God is making him the man that he needs to be, and he's making you the woman that you need to be. So in that process, you got to let it cook. You got to let it stir. You got to let it marinate.
Rotisserie chicken.
I mean, you don't want no fast food, you know, before the time. You know what I mean? You don't want it half cooked.
Right.
You want the full.
Right.
You know, I can't remember whoever said that. I'm sorry, but yes. Yes, it was so good. Yes.
Sorry, she's making me hungry.
I cannot. No, but that is a good analogy, though. Yeah.
I love the analogy, though.
I can't remember who said it, but somebody said it.
I remember that.
It was either Darius Daniels or Michael Todd or somebody.
Chris or McDonald's.
It might have been Darius Daniels. You know, I love me some Darius Daniels.
But ladies, I thank you so much for being my first set of guests on the Vulnerable Room.
It was so
and
dope
the
being
reason
here.
why I picked, you ladies is because we always have these type of conversations naturally. So being in this setting, it naturally works. And I appreciate each and every one of you guys. I love you both.
Love you
well,
too.
not both, but all three of you guys. I love you all. And guys, thank you for tuning in for episode 5 of the Vulnerable Room Heaux Tales dating series. And stay tuned.
Part 2?
Possibly.
Okay.
Possibly.
The people want to know.
Possibly, but I thank you guys.
Thank you, Dar.
Love you
Thank
all.
you for having us. Congratulations on doing this. We're
Thank
so proud of
you.
you. So proud of you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you, guys.